just given in to the pressures that are being applied.
These things we'll all be thinking over before any decision is necessary.
For days after, Mrs. Vickery mulled the question over and over. She discussed it with the volunteers and others whom she met at the convalescent home. Finally, she decided to try it, at least for a period of 6 months. But in some cases, the decision to accept the expert's plan is not made voluntarily. Sometimes medical and social requirements call for a solution that must be legally enforced. It is never easy for the authorities to make a commitment. But once every other possibility has been carefully explored and rejected for good reason, it is a humane and protective action. Some old people are not unhappy in institutional settings, especially when they are comfortable, protected from danger, and can find ways of contributing to the group in which they live. Often they find peace and a sense of safety in retiring from a world they no longer understand. They are no longer forced to fight a battle that is beyond their endurance. Still others prize the vantage point of their own front porches. They want to know what is going on, even if they can't take part in the action. Some older people manage quite well on their own. This man lives very comfortably by himself, now that a guardian protects him from greedy relatives. Memories can take the place of action. Old age can be a time for meditative pleasures. But each person's solution is different. These 3 old ladies are old friends. They were once neighbors. They enjoyed telling each other their troubles, and they listened to each other sympathetically. But one has a health problem, another a housing problem. The third can't get over the death of her husband. So they have come to live according to very different patterns. A good design for each life must be based on its own threads and colors. In early September, Mrs. Vickery's new apartment was ready. Question: was Mrs. Vickery ready for senior housing? Mrs. Monk knew she had to let the new home speak for itself. Change is always hard, and when one is helping someone else to change, one always has misgivings. But we must believe in the strengths of those we help, as well as being aware of their handicaps. Homemaking service was part of the plan that had been worked out for Mrs. Vickery, but she wasn't one to sit by while someone else did the work.
Mrs. Vickery, dinner is almost ready. And we'll find lots of things to do together. I'm sure we'll have lots of things in common.
Yes, I think
You'll
so.
see me. I'll be here 3 days a week. And
It'll be nice.
Do you like to read?
I do like to read, but my eyes aren't good. I must have them examined and get new glasses.
Well, I would love to read to you in the meantime if you enjoy being read to.
I imagine I'd enjoy it very much.
Mrs. Vickery was starting a new way of life, a planned way. But millions of old people in America have no plans for the ends of their lives. They have no one to care for them, to intercede for them, no one to protect them. They live all over our rich country. They can be found in small towns and in rural areas, in hidden corners of big cities, in the slums, in the back alleys, in the pool rooms, in the missions. They are vulnerable as children in their weakness, their forgetfulness, with their fears and their fancies. Yet they can be strong too, and sensitive and valuable for their very humanity, for their very needs, and for the deeds they have done and the dreams they have dreamed. Why must we wait for accidents or active illness to bring them to the attention of our enlightened communities? Why can't we organize now the services needed for their protection? When we neglect them, we neglect ourselves. We shorten the span of our own potential. We cheapen the meaning of life itself.